Welcome to the Guardianly Real Scam Stories podcast. Okay, I want you to picture this. You're holding your smartphone right now, staring right at the screen, and suddenly your entire digital life, and we're talking your life savings here, starts draining away in real time, literally vanishing. Today, we're jumping right into an explainer on a seriously terrifying reality, the SIM swap scam.
Ma'am, they stole my phone number, not my device. Just wow. That chilling realization comes from 61-year-old Patricia Escriva down in Coconut Creek, Florida. Her total nightmare kicked off on what was just a completely normal, quiet evening. She was next door, babysitting her neighbor's stepson. And the crazy thing? She hadn't lost her phone. It was sitting right there next to her. But out of nowhere, it completely lost all cellular service. No calls, no texts. The network was just totally dead.
So she asks the boy to connect her phone to their home Wi-Fi, right? Thinking maybe it's just a glitch. And the second her phone's network heartbeat comes back online, boom. Instead of normal text messages, she is instantly flooded with these terrifying alerts. Her screen lights up, Chase Bank, new device added, and then literally seconds later, password changed. Now she knows her sick husband is at home, asleep, definitely not changing bank passwords. So the panic really sets in. And remember, she can't even call him to check because their cellular network is still completely disconnected. Now, the absolute scariest part of this attack is the speed. It's like lightning. Patricia grabs the boy, runs out the door, and basically sprints back to her house. As she bursts through her front door to wake up her husband, the first massive charge hits her email. Boom! $1,500 at Nordstrom. The criminals already had total control over her identity, and to make matters so much worse, she quickly realizes her husband's phone? It's completely disconnected from the network too. So Patricia borrows a neighbor's phone to call her bank's fraud department. She's desperately begging them to just stop the bleeding. But the attackers, they were totally relentless. They actually racked up this absurd $850 charge on Uber Eats using a virtual card. Why? Well, they were actively moving funds from the couple's PayPal to pay off their credit cards in real time, all just so they could free up space to keep running up new fraudulent charges. It was a lightning-fast financial assault. By the time Patricia and her husband finally make it to the actual bank branch the very next morning at 9 a.m., the true devastation comes into focus. Just look at that number, $125,000. These scammers hadn't just maxed out credit cards, they had actually liquidated the couple's stocks, moving these massive sums of money straight into their checking account, getting ready to just cash it out completely. Now, luckily, Patricia's rapid response saved them just in the nick of time, and the bank did eventually make them whole. But you gotta wonder, how does this even happen? And that brings us to the biggest question of this explainer. How do they steal your entire digital life while your physical phone is still sitting right there in your hand? Seriously, how can someone sell off your stocks and buy hundreds of dollars of Uber Eats without ever actually touching your device? Well, let's break down the anatomy of a SIM swap. It's actually shockingly simple. Step 1, the scammers gather your personal information from past data breaches or public records that are just floating around online. Step 2, they call up your mobile carrier, Verizon, T-Mobile, whoever, and they pretend to be you. They'll give some sob story like, oh, I dropped my phone in the toilet and I need to activate a new SIM card. Step 3, once the carrier believes them, they port or transfer your phone number over to a totally new SIM card that the hacker controls. Instantly, your real phone says, no signal. And step 4, the attacker is now receiving all of those two-factor authentication text messages, meaning they can easily reset the passwords for your bank, your email, your crypto accounts, the whole shebang. You see, the real issue here is so simple. There's no malware. There's no sophisticated hacking. They're just asking. This is fundamentally a massive human and process failure by the telecommunications companies. These attackers aren't using some crazy complex code to break into your phone. They are simply using basic social engineering to manipulate a customer service rep into literally handing over the master key to your digital identity.
And the data behind this vulnerability? It is absolutely staggering. A study from Princeton University tested 5 major U.S. wireless carriers, and they found that a massive 80% of first attempts at fraudulent SIM swaps were completely successful. 80% on the very first try. Let that sink in. Historically, carriers have totally prioritized convenience over security, relying on authentication methods that are super easy to bypass, like, basic security questions. And it just leaves the door wide open for fraud.
The sheer scale of this crisis is exactly why we're digging into it in this explainer today. In 2023 alone, the FBI investigated over 1,000 SIM swap attacks, and the reported losses were approaching $50 million. And guys, it's only getting worse.
Cybersecurity experts are pointing out that criminals are actually using AI to automate these attacks now. They aren't just hacking one account at a time manually anymore. They're using AI scripts to drain your bank, liquidate your stocks, and hijack your social media all simultaneously. And usually it happens in the middle of the night while you're fast asleep.
So, how do you actually protect yourself? Well, first off, we have to recognize that relying on SMS text messages for two-factor authentication is incredibly risky. Why? Because those texts are sent to a vulnerable phone number that, as we've seen, can be stolen right at the carrier level. Instead, you've got to use authenticator apps. Security expert Rachel Toback emphasizes that apps like Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator are tied securely to your physical device itself, not your phone number. So even if a carrier mistakenly gives your number to a scammer, that scammer still won't get your security codes.
Rachel Toback calls this the Swiss cheese defense. Basically, you need to layer your security so the holes don't line up. First, stop using SMS texts to verify your identity. Just stop. Swap to an authenticator app. Next, call your mobile carrier today, literally today, and request a SIM lock. It adds a crucial layer of friction. Also, when your bank gives you a choice, always choose to have verification codes sent to your email rather than your phone number. And finally, if your phone suddenly says SOS or drops its network connection for no obvious reason, act fast. Jump on Wi-Fi and call your bank's fraud department immediately.
Look, your phone number really shouldn't be the master key to your financial survival. But right now, it absolutely is. By taking these structured steps today, you can lock down your digital life. If you found this explainer helpful, please do us a huge favor and hit those like, subscribe, and share buttons you see right there. Sharing this might literally save a friend or family member from becoming the next victim. And I'll leave you with this one thought. If your phone suddenly lost signal right now, how much of your life would you lose before you even realized you were under attack? Thanks for tuning in, and stay safe out there.